further afield, I want to welcome you very much and to let you know that I hope the session is going to be beneficial to you on your personal capacity, but also on all those who you can influence. Because as you know, our business has a lot to do with reaching out to others and sharing with them what we have. So as you might have seen from your invitation, if you are very new to our business, maybe you are joining us for the first time or the first few times, I want to especially welcome you and ask you to keep an open mind and to be ready to learn as we go about sharing about our business and our products. We do a cyclic training, so if maybe today might not be something you're especially looking for, just keep on with us and we go through the products in a cyclic manner about twice a year. So I want to thank you very much and to go on to say that today, as you might have seen from your invite, I'm going to be speaking about our personal care range. And this is our range of products that we don't talk about very often, but I think that it is important that we take an interest and get informed about them, as well as to be on the, make them one of the products that the product range that we use regularly. And this is because these products are for our personal grooming, and personal grooming is always important because it helps to boost our self-confidence on the one hand, but also our appearance is the first experience most people will have of Neolife and of our business. So we always want to make a good first impression so that the person who is in front of us associates Neolife with a well-presented person, because if you think of your business, you can imagine that you are like the shop window for your business. Whenever you walk around town and you look through windows, you see that the shopkeepers are always trying to present their shop windows in an attractive way that is going to attract the people who are passing by. So we ourselves as Neolife distributors present our own selves as our shop window for the Neolife business. Of course, the first steps toward looking good is good health, which means that a healthy lifestyle and the use of our nutritional supplements forms an important part of our personal grooming. And the company of Neolife treats the skin like any other organ in the body. Our products are always looking at making sure that our body is well taken care of, that our bodies have what they need to maintain good health. And so with our personal care range, our whole skincare range, the aim is to take care of the skin as an organ in the body. And in fact, the skin is the largest organ in our body and has got quite a number of functions. But because it is on the outside of everything, it's our bodily covering inside our clothes, obviously. It requires a certain amount of protection depending on the environment we are in. So protecting our skin and cleaning it are important aspects of keeping the skin healthy, because the skin is the first to get into contact with whatever is in our environment. And that means that if there are any toxins, if it is dusty or smoky, our skin is going to be exposed to that. So, as the largest organ in our body, the skin has a number of important functions. I'll mention a few, but definitely not all of them. As always, our product session is your first step towards getting yourself better informed. And so whatever might be lacking in the training, you can always go on and expand your knowledge, or send questions in our Q&A to maybe if you want some clarification or have some queries. So anyway, to go to some of the important functions that this very large organ that covers our whole body performs, we can include collecting information from our environment. So our skin has got the sensory cells within it, which are always picking up information from around us. So for example, maybe it is cold in the environment you're in, temperatures have dropped. The way in which you can tell that temperatures have dropped is through the sensors in your skin. If it is hot, it's still the sensors in your skin that will give you this information. And so it collects information from around our environment and relays this information to our brains. And then the brain responds by instructing us to take action in reaction to the information that the skin has provided. Then another function is that it is our first line of defense against anything harmful in our environment. So the skin is going to be the one that is going to defend our internal organs because it covers everything. And in addition to being able to sense certain changes in the environment, it therefore plays an important role in defending us. Then a third function is that it helps us to get rid of waste materials, for example, through sweat. So some of the excess sweat and toxins can be excreted from the body through our skin, because our skin is not a continuous layer. It has got tiny holes which are called pores. And through these pores, we can release excess water from our bodies. We can, in that water, which is sweat, we can also release certain excess substances, and we can also release toxins. So the skin plays an important role in that. And at the same time, the skin also prevents toxins from entering our body. So it helps us to remove some of what is inside. Of course, it's not only the skin that excretes material that we want to get rid of from our body, the other organs that are involved. But it does play a part in that. But at the same time, it also protects our internal organs from any toxins that may be on the outside trying to get in. So then another function of the skin, and one that is very important, which we often mention in these sessions, is that a large percentage of the vitamin D that we use in our bodies is actually made by our skin when it is exposed to sunlight. And that is why for quite a number of conditions, the recommendation is that we should either supplement with vitamin D or we should spend some time exposed to the sun so that our skin can manufacture the vitamin D itself. So vitamin D plays very many important roles, but I think I will mention once again, and I'm sure for those who have been with us for a while, I mention this fairly often. For those who have got heavily pigmented skin, such as myself, darker skinned people, it means that we need stronger sunlight in order to make enough vitamin D. So if we are living in parts of the world where the sun is not strong, or it is during seasons like now in Southern Africa, we are in the winter season, when the sun is quite weak, it means that we can easily have a shortage of vitamin D because our pigmented skin tends to protect us from the rays of the sun. And if the sun is already weak, then it means that we may not be getting enough. And that is one of the things I would like to mention, that if you're dark-skinned living in a temperate area where the sun is not very strong, particularly in the winter months, you should think of supplementing with vitamin D for your general health, because vitamin D has many functions, one of which is helping to boost our immune system. Then another function I wanted to mention that the skin performs is that it is important in our appearance, our outward appearance. And our outward appearance plays an important role in our identity as people. And so the health of our skin says already something about us, and also is what we present to those we come across. So it may not seem like an important health issue, but definitely if our skin is in good condition, it also helps in our presenting ourselves positively to those we come across. Then just to make a note there that our external skin, that is the skin on our body, is continuous with the skin in our gut. So it is one skin. So as you can see, for instance, I'm in front of you speaking, my skin continues in through my mouth and goes through my gut. And that means that the skin on the body is the same skin that is in the gut. And we will often mention that if there's something harmful in what we are putting on our skin, it might show up in as a reaction within our body itself. But at the same time, whatever is in our food can actually show up. If it is disagreeable to us, it can show on our skin. So for instance, if you eat something that disagrees with you, it might have the effect of causing a skin rash. And that is because the skin in the gut and the skin on our body surface are actually continuous with each other, and therefore the one can affect the other. So let me move on to the next section I wanted to speak about, and that is about what determines some of the factors that determine the condition of our skin. So the first one, as I think I've implied, is our general bodily health as well as our hydration. So remember that our bodies are 65 or more % water, and therefore hydration is very important. Water plays very many important roles in our physiology, but in the skin, it plays an important role in the health and appearance of the skin. So the health of the body and the hydration of the body are important for the skin to be in good condition. Then the next point is that the condition of our skin is also dependent on how effectively we cleanse it. And the importance in this point is that the skin deals with waste products from two origins. There will be waste products that are coming from our external environment, and there will be products that are coming from within our body. And both of these are going to, one way or another, have an effect on the skin, which means that cleansing our skin becomes a very important part of taking care of it. And so the condition of our skin is dependent on how effectively we cleanse it. Then another factor that affects the condition of our skin is that it is adequately protected from damage. So this can be physical damage, such as scratches and bruises and so on, from getting in contact with the environment and getting injured. Then also there are harsh environmental factors. There could be pollutants in our environment. It could be that we are using things that are harsh to our skin. There could be foods that we are eating that contain additives that can damage our skin, because some of the food additives can be quite disagreeable to our body. And as I say, this can show up on our skin. And then some of the cleaning agents, not Neolife cleaning products, but other of the cleaning products that we might find out there can actually be damaging to our skin. I'm sure that for those of you maybe might have come across certain cleaning agents that you might use, and then you get rashes on your skin or on your hands, or the skin on your hands might start drying out and peeling, because the agents themselves are either very harsh or have certain chemicals that are disagreeable to the skin. Also, we have skincare products that are marketed as doing this or that, but some of them can actually be quite damaging to the skin. And so those are some of the things from which we need to protect ourselves. Of course, as Neolife distributors and maybe our guests also, by using Neolife products, you are already going to be protecting yourself from these possibilities of damage of things that you place on your skin. So things like our washing powders, things like our other housekeeping products will be in the group that protects you from environmental damage. Then another point about the condition of our skin, it also depends on how adequately we provide for what the skin needs to heal itself. Because when damage occurs, healing is required. And we find that if we provide what the skin needs to heal itself, it is going to do so. And this will include things like high quality proteins that you'll find in Neolife Shake. It will include things like the aloe vera gel, which initiates the healing process of the skin, and so on. So we should adequately provide for the skin to heal itself, because it actually has the ability to do so. It just needs the raw materials for this. Then I think the last point I'll make here is we need to, the condition of our skin is going to be affected by our stress levels. Maybe some of us have noticed that if we are highly stressed, our skin can break out into acne and rashes. Of course, also we may start having wrinkles and our skin will lose its suppleness. Then another thing is toxic load. If you have got a lot of toxins in your environment, maybe because you're a cigarette smoker or you're exposed to secondhand smoking, this can actually have an effect on the quality of the skin. And in fact, the cigarette smoking does promote wrinkles in the skin, premature wrinkles in the skin. And as I said before, overall health. So if we are, certain illnesses can actually undermine the health of our skin, as well as certain medications. So moving on to another aspect, maybe many of we might have noticed that our skin is not the same all over the body. For example, the facial skin and the skin on our neck tends to be thinner and more delicate than the skin on the rest of the body. And this is why Neolife has a specific range of products that are simply for taking care of our facial skin and the skin on our neck. And that is the Nutrients Organic range, which we'll speak about in another session. So we are not going to talk about the Nutrients Organic range in this session. We are going to talk about the other products. Also, in another type of skin we have on our body is the scalp, which is the skin on our heads. And this one is, for most people, it is covered with hair, which means it's different from the skin on the rest of our bodies. Then we have the skin on the soles of our feet and the palm of our hands, which is thicker and tougher. And so for noting how different parts of our skin is, Neolife has different personal care products to take specific care of different parts of our skin. So let us now turn our attention to our personal care range in specific. We have three, I can group them into three groups of products. We have the cleansers, which are for cleaning our skin. We have the conditioners, which are for putting our skin in good condition after it has been cleaned. And then we have the emollients and the moisturizers. So these ones are for restoring the suppleness and oil mantle of our skin. So let us start with the cleansers. So the Neolife cleansers, there are four of them. And this group, they are gentle, all of them, so they are not harsh in their cleansing activity. The reason why we always speak about gentleness in cleansing is because when we use a harsh cleanser on our skin tends to react by either producing more oil or getting very dry and cracked or getting rashes. So the cleansers we use should be gentle and mild. So we have number one is the shower gel, which is used in the shower or for bathing. It is a very mild gel and provides a luxurious sensory experience because it has got a very pleasant scent and it cleanses in a very gentle way. So you get very clean without being harsh on the skin. Then we have the personal care concentrate, which is another mild pH balanced cleanser. It is cost effective. It is more affordable than shower gel, but of course also quite effective and can be used by the entire family. Then we have the shampoos. We have got two types of shampoos for the hair. We have the rich shampoo, which deep cleanses hair without stripping it. Stripping means that the hair is so washed of its oils that it becomes dry and crackling. This is especially true about our natural African hair that can get quite dry if it is cleansed with a harsh shampoo. Then the rich shampoo is formulated especially for those who tend to have oily scalps and oily hair. These are usually our sisters from brothers and sisters from the Indian community who have got straight hair that tends to be on the oilier side. So if someone notices that their hairs are oily, then they opt for the rich shampoo. Then we have got the mild shampoo, which is formulated for sensitive scalp or hair that is prone to dryness and damage. So if your hair tends to be on the drier side or your skin is of the drier side, it means that your scalp, the skin on your head, is also going to tend to be dry. So then you opt for the mild shampoo because it is much more gentle in its cleansing. The rich shampoo is a bit more vigorous in order to get rid of excess oil from the hair. So those are the cleansers of our personal care range. Then we have the emollients. These are the products that we apply after cleansing. They return the skin to good condition after it is clean. And we have 4 of them. We have the hair conditioner. This hair conditioner is for all types of hair. It ensures that moisture is restored to hair after it has been shampooed and prepares the hair for styling. So again, this conditioner is rich and can be used by everyone. Then we have our oil preparation that is called Body Love. And this is a fragrant bath oil that is formulated to lock in moisture into our skin after showering or bathing. It is especially useful if we have got dry skin or if we live in a place where there is low humidity, the climate is very dry, or maybe during the winter seasons, the air is very dry, or in cold highland areas. So Body Love is going to help to prevent excessive dryness from the skin. It is applied while the skin is still damp after showering, thereby making sure that as our skin is drying or we are drying our skin after showering, it doesn't get too dry. Then the third product in this group is aloe vera gel. So aloe vera gel is a versatile gel that can be used in many ways, including to apply on minor injuries such as scratches and insect bites and rashes, as well as on damaged skin that we start to initiate healing by applying aloe vera gel on it. It is non-greasy and soothing to the skin, and it assists healing when it is applied on skin conditions such as acne or rashes. So aloe vera gel, another very important skin emollient. However, if you have dry skin, you may find that aloe vera is a bit too light for you. And in that case, I would recommend that you add a small amount of natural glycerin to the aloe vera gel, just to assist if the skin is feeling dry if you use only aloe vera gel. Then the last one in this group is hand and body lotion. So this is the moisturizing lotion that we use for the entire body. It complements the skin in its natural pH, its natural acidity. The skin is supposed to be slightly acid. And so the hand and body lotion is balanced to complement the pH of our skin. And it also adds moisture to the skin and protects it from dryness. And again, if you have a very dry skin or if you live in a very dry part of the world, then you might want to add glycerin to the lotion. The hand and body lotion will already contain some glycerin, but for some people, they still find that their skin is still dry. So that is something you can think about if you are having that issue. Then what is the Neolife difference? Why would we opt for our Neolife personal care concentrate our personal care range, just in case we are trying to position our products? The first thing is the water that Neolife uses in manufacturing our personal care range. Remember, for all these personal care products, the first and the largest percentage of them is water, which means that the quality of water that is used in manufacturing the product actually plays an important role. And Neolife actually starts with high quality water. This is both true in our personal care range as well as our nutrients range. So the quality of water is of the highest, so as to make sure that we don't introduce pollutants by using water that is polluted. Then there are 2 products that you will find in all our Neolife range, and this is aloe vera. So aloe vera is a natural and rich product that has got many health enhancing ingredients, including enzymes, vitamins, and antioxidants, which help in resolving skin inflammation, as well as assisting and initiating healing. So this is why you find aloe vera used in most of our products. And I think even in most of our cultures, we know that the aloe vera plant has been used to initiate skin healing. So Neolife has taken advantage of that to use aloe vera extensively in our personal care range. Then another ingredient that you'll find in many of our personal care range is provitamin B5 together with glycerin. So these two products are referred to as humectants. And the characteristic of humectants is that they attract moisture towards the skin. So they attract moisture from the environment to the skin, thereby ensuring that the skin is well hydrated and dryness is dealt with effectively. So provitamin B5 and glycerin are another pair of ingredients that you'll find in our skincare range. And that is because they play an important role in moisturizing the skin. Our skin, because of being exposed, are always prone to dryness because our environment might be dry, either because it is too cold or it is too hot. And so these humectants are very important for keeping the skin moist. And when the skin is moist, it also stays supple and it prevents the premature aging of the skin. Then the last ingredient are the oils that we use in the Neolife personal care. There is the refined mineral oil that we find in Body Love and other of the products. So this is a high quality oil. We also have coconut oil, another high quality oil that Neolife uses in its personal care products. These oils act as barriers to prevent moisture from getting out of our skin. So remember the humectants draw the moisture to the skin, and the oils prevent the moisture from being lost. And that way we have an effect that protects the hydration of our skin and therefore keeps it in good condition. So I have a few minutes left in which I picked some questions that I received that are specifically to do with the skin. So I want to mention them. The first one, someone wanted to know products that can be used for eczema. So eczema is a skin condition or reaction that can be triggered by factors in our environment. So it can be from a reaction to certain washing powders, ingredients of certain washing powders, which means that, also from certain perfumes, certain food additives, and so on. So eczema usually comes from something in our environment that we are reacting to. And so the first thing to do is try to identify what is triggering the eczema. And then the products we would recommend would be vitamin A plus D, as well as chelated zinc and flavonoid complex. And then we would add aloe vera gel to apply. And for cleansing, we would use one of the mild cleansers like personal care concentrate or the nutrients gentle makeup remover. So these are very mild cleansers that will not aggravate the skin, because if the skin is already inflamed and aggravated by the eczema, we do not want to use a harsh cleanser because that will worsen the inflammation. So we opt for the milder cleansers to keep the skin calm, to prevent worsening the inflammation. And then the product that I've mentioned, the supplements I've mentioned, will help to heal the skin itself. Then another question was about recurrent athlete's feet. Athlete's feet are a fungal infection that affects the toes. And when this is recurrent, it can be an indication that we are either diabetic or pre-diabetic, or we are walking barefoot in public bathrooms where we might be exposed to the fungal infection, or we are not adequately drying our feet and toes. So if you live in a very humid climate, then you may need to give your feet some air so that they dry properly. because fungal infections like moist, dark, warm places, and the spaces between our toes are ideal for that. So those can be what leads to the recurrent athlete feet. But I would also recommend that if it keeps on coming back after it has gone away, maybe you need to look at your sugar metabolism, whether there is some problem there. So for this, we recommend Care Solution for cleaning the feet. We also would recommend acidophilus if it's in your market, because the acidophilus is going to give the body the ability to fight the fungus that is infecting the feet. And then if you find that maybe you already know that you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, then of course you'd add botanical balance to the supplements that you take in order to resolve the sugar metabolism, because that could be what is making you more sensitive to the fungal infection. Then the last one I think that I'll mention here is psoriasis. Someone wanted to know about the products we recommend for psoriasis. So just to say, psoriasis is an autoimmune condition, which means it's the result of the body attacking itself. The immune system, which is supposed to protect us, can sometimes become stressed, and then it would attack our own tissues. And if it is attacking the cells of the skin, then it's going to speed up the growth cycle of the skin cells. And this is going to lead to inflammation of the skin and the rashes and dry crackliness that is associated with psoriasis. So as usual with autoimmune conditions, we need to support our immune system using the relevant supplements. And to deal with the psoriasis, so we'll need vitamin D or A+D if you do not have D in your market. Then we also will recommend chelated zinc and omega-3 salmon oil. And aloe vera gel, again, can be used to apply on the inflamed psoriasis, as well as for some people, sun exposure might be problematic when they're suffering from psoriasis. And so if you notice that the sun is aggravating the psoriasis, then you can avoid sun exposure, but that means that supplementing with vitamin D becomes even more important. So I think I shall stop there. And I first want to thank you very much for your time and your attention. I trust that the session has been of benefit to you, and you'll be able to see how to position our personal care products for others, but first of all, to use it yourself. Because as I said, each of us as distributors are the shop window of our Neolife business. And that means it's very important that our personal grooming is on point. So thank you very much for your time. And I want to hand you over to Pascal while wishing you all the best for the small remainder of the month of June, that all will go as you hope, and you'll have an excellent month. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Betty. Every time I sit beside her listening to what she is training, I'm amazed at how much the human body, so much information about the human body that we need to take care of. This training session, I would like to address you on two things. One is called structure, building the structure, and the second one is about friendship. I think that the last time I had a training session, and I asked how many people want to go to Mauritius, almost the whole screen had their hands put up that they also want to go to Mauritius. But you need to be aware of what you need to do to go to Mauritius. You need to be at least a World Team member. That means you need to be a Sapphire director or above. Better if you're a 1 Ruby director, because then the company picks up most of the tab. But how do you get to World Team, 1 Ruby, 2 Ruby, 3 Ruby, 4 Ruby? It means you need to help other people become directors. And that is what structure is about. Structure means that we're taking full advantage of our compensation plan to get maximum profit from the company's compensation plan. So if you give you a few minutes, I want to share the screen with you. Okay. I want to talk to you about structure for Diamond. Structure simply means that you build your business in such a way that you get maximum bonuses or maximum compensation plan from your business. Remember what our business is. Our business is building a network of people who use products. Many people are doing few things every single day, and that comes from building structure. What is the essential thing about building structure? Before you build structure, let's go back to the beginning. Let's start the main things that we do in our business. We do three things every day. One, we use the products. We use the products, we retail the products, then we sponsor people into the business. That is really what we do. Retailing products, you need two or three things. One, you need product knowledge. Number two, you need to listen to your customers. Three, keep in touch with them. And four, get to know who your customers are. The next thing is building a team. How do you build a team? Write a name list or a prospects list. You need to invite them to see a business presentation. Learn to tell your story. Once they've shown them the business, do a follow-up. This is what you do on a daily basis, and these are called income-producing activities. So the first thing you do to build your structure is to build width. What is building width? Building width simply means the people you sponsor directly under you. And the idea is you need to go 4 to 6 wide very quickly. That means you need to personally sponsor 4 to 6 people as quickly as possible. Why do you need to sponsor 4 to 6 people? So that out of this, you're going to get 2 to 3 people who are serious about building a business. These are the people you're going to build your structure with, okay? How do you build width? You build width by doing the basic. Writing a name list, at least 100 people or more. Number two, invite them to look at the business by asking the right questions. Are you open to look at a business? Are you open to look at the way to generate additional income? If I showed you a way to generate additional income without leaving what you're doing, would you be interested? Okay. And then show the plan. Either you send them a video to look at, or you invite them for a Zoom meeting, or you invite them for a one-on-one, or you invite them for a face-to-face meeting where there are many people. So show the plan. After you've shown the plan, follow up with the person so that you can close and they make a decision if they want to get started. Remember, fortune is in the follow-up. Help your prospects to make a decision. Why is that important? Because the average person does not make a decision quickly. The average person makes a decision after 4, 5, or 6 different engagements before they make a decision. So that is building width. The second thing you need to do, once you build width, then start working with those people you build with to build depth. Depth simply means you go down in each specific leg. Work on the taproot. That simply means you work on the newest person in every single leg that you have and teach each person to go wide. That means when you sponsor, let me say you sponsor 4 to 5 people, you teach each of them also to sponsor their own people. That is how you start building numbers and you start building volumes. A very important thing about this business is work with the willing. That means work with the people who want to do the business. Don't chase after people. You know, when you're new in the business, you're excited about the business. You want people to join you and you want them to work very hard. Some will work very hard, some will not work very hard. But if you want to grow in the business, work with those who want to work, because if you push people to join, you're going to push them to do the business, and that wears you down. So work with the willing. Now, think about your business. Let me say in this example, you sponsored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Once you've sponsored 6 people, find at least 3 legs to work with, because out of these 6 people, not all of them are going to be serious about building the business. Identify the ones who want to build the business with you. How do you identify them? Number 1, they keep asking you questions. Number 2, they send you messages at odd hours. Number 3, they're always willing to learn. Number 4, they attend training sessions. and they're also speaking to their prospect. It's very easy to know those who are willing to do the business. So identify 3 that you work with, and each of those 3 go as quickly as possible 3 levels deep. 1, 2, 3, each of those legs. And you do this so that you can build a strong structure in each leg. What is the final goal of each leg? The final goal is to go at least 12 deep in each leg. And the reason you need to go 12 deep is to give each leg, stability it needs to qualify every month. Okay? Now, another thing about building structure, focus on what duplicates, not what you can do. What that means is that if you're doing any income producing activities, ask yourself, this thing I am doing, can the people in my team do it easily? If the answer is no, think about it again. The simpler your business is, the faster it's going to grow. So focus on what duplicates. Keep sponsoring always, because some of the people are going to outgrow you. What that means is that, let me say you sponsor John and Mary, or you sponsored Kamau, or you sponsored Fatuma. Now, if Fatuma is very excited and starts moving the business very quickly, and they sponsor 3, 4, 5 people, and that leg starts to grow, remember that if Fatuma becomes a director, you cannot use her volume also to qualify as a director. You need a separate group to qualify as a director with. That means you need to constantly grow new nursery, the people in your group who are not directors, that helps you to qualify as a director with 4,000 PV. So you need to keep sponsoring. You need to be always in the creative phase. Creative phase simply means that you're always sponsoring new people. Okay? How do you do that? Doing the basics. Name list, invite, show the plan, follow up. Name list, invite, show the plan, follow up. You keep doing that until you grow many new legs, because some of these legs will start qualifying as directors. Another important thing is develop the right attitude for building the business. You know, when you talk about mindset, what do we mean? Okay, the phrase is self-explanatory, mindset. The way your mind is set, what are the attitudes, excuse me, what are the attitudes you have that help you to grow your business? How do you get the right attitude to build a business? Read good books constantly. And the reason you need to do this is because there are very many negative thinking people around the world. You won't meet 5 or 6 people without finding a negative thinking person. And if you keep touching negative thinking person, that's the attitude you're going to develop. So read good books constantly. Aim at discipline, not motivation. Why is that important? Because motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. Discipline is what keeps you going. I remember Zig Ziglar used to say in one of his tapes that motivation is not permanent. It's just like bathing, because you have to bathe every day. If you want to, motivation is good because it starts you on the path to success. Discipline is what keeps you on that path to success. So aim at discipline, not motivation. Discipline is doing what you have planned to do, irrespective of how you feel. And many times you do things because of the way you feel. So make discipline part of your growth. Then one of the things that is going to be, that I have noticed in the business, when we see people going on stage, we clap, we congratulate them, we get motivated by what they do, but our goal is also to go on stage also to be appreciated and recognized. So do not make other people's extraordinary to get yourself off the hook. It's quite easy to do that. Keep your eyes on the future. Why is that important? Because sometimes when we keep our eyes on what we are going through, we lose focus on where we are going to. What you need to do, pay attention to where you're going to, and don't pay attention to what you're going through, because when you're going through difficulties, and those are the things that makes you stronger for success, okay? Keep your eyes to the future. Keep your eyes to the goals that you want. Whatever your heart has seen, you are going to get there. That means that if you have a vision for the future and you constantly think about it, look at it, it's going to give you the discipline and the motivation you need to grow your business. And then, a very important, don't pay attention to what your mind is telling you. Let me explain what I mean. Assuming this evening you make a decision, okay, tomorrow I'm going to start exercising every day, at least for half an hour, to get myself fit. Okay? Or maybe you are aiming to attend the next big event, having lost a few kilos or being physically fit. You decide tomorrow you're going to start exercising. You're very excited the past 2 or 3 or 4 days. On the 5th day, your body will start complaining. You'll feel an ache there. You will feel an ache where you haven't felt before. You feel tired. Your mind starts generating reasons why you should not keep exercising. What I would like to tell you, don't pay attention to what your mind is telling you. Why? Because your mind is designed to keep you safe. Your mind is designed to keep the status quo. The mind is designed to keep you where it is familiar with. If you want to do things which are unfamiliar, which is where success is, you need to go through that pain threshold. So do not pay attention to what your mind is telling you. And that is what gives you the discipline to continue building your business. And then have an accountability mirror or somebody you can account to on a regular basis, telling them what you have done, the challenges you're going through, and what suggestions you can be given to improve or to grow your business better. Okay, so building depth. So building structure. Building structure has got a number of things. One is going wide. You need to go wide as quickly as possible, 4 to 6 wide. Number 2, start building depth. That means you need to start working with the people that you brought into the business to show them how to build their own businesses. What you're actually doing, you're transferring the skills and the attitudes to the people so that they can grow the business with or without you. Then draw your structure on the wall so that you can physically see how your business is growing. The idea is to work on 3 legs until each leg is 12 deep, 14, 15 deep. Once it reaches that depth, that leg will start qualifying as directors. Then focus on what duplicates. Keep sponsoring, because some of those people will get out of your nursery and you need people to help you do the 4,000 PV. Have the right attitude, reading constantly, aim at discipline, not motivation, and then do not make others extraordinary to get yourself off the hook. All of us have a responsibility to become successful because the people in our team are looking up to us, for example. Then the last thing I want to share with you is something that is very crucial in our business, because our business is based on friendship, which keeps the team together. Now, all of us, I think, know what really friendship is. We have a fairly good idea on what friendship is. But I would like each of you to, tonight before you go to sleep, have a simple exam, check yourself whether you really have true friends in your team. How do you check that? Simple. Are there people in your team who would open themselves up to tell you things they wouldn't tell anybody else? Are there people in your team who look up to you, for example, who actually like you, who love you? Are there people in your team who look up to you for leadership? Okay? A few things I want to mention. Truth in what you say is called sincerity. Sincerity is when you speak what is in your mind and what is true. Truth in what you say is called sincerity. Truth in what you think is called a clear conscience. That means you don't do things which make your conscience bother you. That means you don't do things which you're ashamed of. Truth in what we do is called loyalty. And one of the very important things about our business is loyalty to the company, loyalty to your team, loyalty to your family. Truth in what we do. These three things help us to live a life of integrity. Okay? Now, action is the antidote to this for despair. I think one of the reasons, one of the things that really knock people off and they get depressed is they stop doing what they need to do to become successful. Action is the antidote for despair. Action is also for the prescription of success. The same word, and is the antidote for one and the prescription for another. So action is very important in our business. You need to be loyal to your own personal goals, loyalty to your family, loyalty to your team, and loyalty to your life. Okay? These are some of the basic essential things about friendship. But let me mention a few other things about friendship that I think are very important, especially in our business, in our families. There are three essential things that you need to have for you to have a long-lasting friendship. Before I go on these three things, there are three stages of friendship. There's first the initiation. Initiation simply means somebody is introduced or you are invited to form friendship with somebody. In our business is when you sponsor somebody in the business, okay? So first is initiation. The second step is deepening of that friendship. You begin to share your challenges, you begin to share your dreams, you begin to share convictions, you begin to share even difficulties. That is when the friendship is getting deep. And the last stage of friendship is called enduring friendship, a lasting friendship. That means that friendship will last a very long time. But friendship must have three things for that friendship to endure. The first one is you need to have common concerns. That means you need to have the desire to be friends with somebody. The desire for friendship is a fuel that starts the friendship process. If you don't have any common concern, if people don't develop the desire for friendship, it will wither away very quickly. The second is mutual interest. What is that? Mutual interest are the things we are both interested in to take part, because friendship is lived out in the things we like to do. For example, if you like watching movies, if you like sports, if you like attending cultural events, mutual interest is how friendship is lived out. But the third aspect, which I think is the most important, is got to do with character, is called virtue. Virtue is what is important to make the friendship last. It gives us the capacity and the power to maintain friendship, because if you don't have integrity, when things are tough, that friendship does not last. Virtue is very important in friendship because it is what, in fact, how does somebody get attracted to you to become a friend? Because they see some inner goodness in you that appeals to them. People would like to be your friend if they see something of value in you, if they see some inner goodness, and that inner goodness is called a virtue. A virtue is a good habit. Okay? So ask yourself, do you develop virtues to help you have true friends in your life? There are four essential human values that is important for us to develop. One is prudence, that is practical wisdom. Number two is temperance, that is to regulate what your desires are. Number three is fortitude, that is internal strength. And number four is justice. Justice simply means to give everybody what is their due, their good name, what is owed to them, whatever it is. So the key thing about friendship is first and foremost character. That is integrity of soul. If you have integrity of soul, and then you have mutual concerns, you have common interests or common concerns, you have a desire to make friends, you have things you do to live out that friendship, your friendship will go through the three stages of initiation, deepening of that friendship, and an enduring or a lasting friendship. In fact, the scripture says in the book of Sirach, he who finds a friend has found a treasure, and there is no scale that can measure their worth. So think about yourself. Do you have true friends? Do you have people that you can actually lean on, or who can lean on you in terms of difficulties? Friendship is a glue that keeps our business together. If you develop friendship, you're going to develop diamondship. So, ladies and gentlemen, Betty and I would like to really appreciate you spending this evening with us. We hope we've been able to share with you what can help you grow your business to the next level. I want to thank Alan and Cynthia for hosting our meeting today. I wish all of you the very best. June is still a long way off to finish. If you haven't achieved your goals, this last week you can achieve or even surpass the goals you have set for yourself for the month of June. So thank you very much. Good night and God bless.